Well, so we're ready to give you a dose of the morning news highlights on the AM show. And this morning, we just have to run by you our headlines for the morning. Minority in Parliament has hinted of dragging the Finance Minister to the floor of Parliament to explain the circumstances surrounding the alleged financial impropriety involving IT firm Info Solutions.
And meanwhile, Vice President of think tank Imani Ghana Kofi Bento has said the GRA board should be held responsible for money wrongly paid to SUBAH Info Solutions.
Also, the county government is set to embark on a massive road infrastructure program to halt what it describes as social tension. Well, we'll have to give you the details, and that is soon. Do stay on. Please get interactive. We have the social network pages on Facebook, Join News on TV. But also, we have the platform 1760, the short code for you to get to communicate. Okay,
moving straight to the first story we have. Despite the emergence of document suggestions, the Bank of Ghana should have been aware of the movement of proceeds in the controversial sale of GNPC's drill ship. Officials maintain they have no such records. At today's sitting of the Judgment Debt Commission, which was been looking into the SAGA, a letter from the Ministry of Finance directing the Central Bank of disperse proceeds from the supposed drill ship account was produced. The Treasury Manager at the Bank of Ghana, however, denied knowledge of the existence of the correspondence and asked for more time to verify its existence.
The letter from the Finance Ministry indicates there was a designated account at the Bank of Ghana-owned Ghana International Bank in London through which proceeds from the sale of the drill ship were routed. The letter said an amount of $250,000 was transferred from the Discoverer 511 drill ship account 00011911613 to pay Aquatic Engineering and Construction Limited for repair works done on a GNPC vessel in Angola. The Treasury Manager, who appeared on behalf of the Bank of Ghana, could not provide the Commission with relevant information regarding when the account with the UK-based Ghana International Bank was opened, its signatories, and whether it was still operational.
These letters were actually written from the Ministry of Finance.
Yes, my lord.
Yeah. By Dr. Sakuto.
One of them, Bank of Ghana, was given a copy. That is the one relating to the $250,000.
Yes. The transfers, certain transfers were made in respect of these letters.
Yes, my lord.
So how were the transfers made? Were they not made through your outfit?
No, that's why I'm saying that we have been trying to locate the documents related to these transfers, but up to now, we haven't cited any such document.
In a related development, the managing editor of the Crusading Guide newspaper, when he appeared on Newsfile on Joy News over the weekend, also produced a copy of a check indicating the outstanding $3.5 million said to be unaccounted for had been transferred to the government of Ghana.
Photocopy of the so-called missing check paid to the order of the government of Ghana is coming from Barclays. The check number is normal 01953801. Date 18 July 2001. Paid to the order of the government of Ghana $3.5 million. The sum of, in words, by order of Constant and Constant solicitors. This is to Barclays Bank PLC, 222 Broadway, New York. Signed, it's here.
It also emerged at today's proceedings that the Ministry of Finance failed to deduct withholding tax on a 2.5 million Ghana cedis judgment debt paid to New World Investments Limited.
I talked to one of the senior officers in the accounts division, and his explanation was that because the withholding tax is supposed to be deducted from the gross amount, but he realizes that in some cases, some of the items or lines are not really income earned. They may be compensation or injury cost to a person. So if they don't have the details of the payment, they really find it difficult to see which components should attract a withholding tax or not.
New World Investment Limited was awarded the amount after the Ghana National Procurement Agency failed to pay back in full money they owed the investment company.
The minority in Parliament has hinted of dragging the Finance Minister, Seth Terkper, to the floor of Parliament to explain the circumstances surrounding the alleged financial impropriety involving IT firm SUBAH Info Solutions Limited. Minority spokesman on finance, Dr. Anthony Akutwose, said he was a bit confused about the mandate of the firm and needed clarity from the minister. He was speaking to Joy News' Francesca Kakraforsen on Monday. SUBAH Info Solutions has been accused of receiving some 4 million Ghana cedis monthly, totaling some excess of 140 million Ghana cedis over a period of 2.5 years for no work done. They were contracted in 2010 by the Ghana Revenue Authority to monitor and verify the volume of calls generated by telecom companies for tax purposes, but failed to carry out the mandate allegedly. The Commissioner General of the GRA, George Blankson, in an interview with Joy FM, said SUBAH Info Solutions Limited was not known to have any previous experience in monitoring and verifying volumes of phone calls for the purpose of calculating the communication service tax. He, however, said the company, which was selected without going through competitive bidding, has IT experts from India and other parts of the world. Government has begun investigations into the alleged impropriety. Meanwhile, the Vice President of think tank Imani Ghana, Kofi Bentil, says the Commissioner General for the Ghana Revenue Authority, the GRA, should bear ultimate responsibility of the monies wrongly paid to SUBAH Info Solutions. According to Bentil, the current situation where people in authority fail to take responsibility for acts that happened under their watch was unacceptable. Bentil added that the Commissioner General for the Ghana Revenue Authority, George Blankson, should be made to bear the full responsibility of whatever has happened while he had been in charge.
President John Mahama has cut sod for work to begin on the transformation of KWAME Nkrumah Circle into a 3-tier intersection with flyovers linking major towns in the capital. He urged the engineers and contractors to work with the necessary speed to ensure they are able to complete the work within the next 2 years deadline. Gifty Yando, PR reports.
President Mahama first went on a tour of the area and received briefing on what the area would look like upon completion, as well as what has been done so far. Brazilian construction firm Queiroz Galvao is the contractor. The country's ambassador to Ghana, Irene Vida Gala, pointed out their activities will be monitored to ensure the job is done.
Here, in the KWAME Nkrumah Circle, Queiroz Galvão accepted the challenge of working in the very heart of the city under the eyes of almost all citizens of Accra and its visitors. The Brazilian company and its subcontractors will be under the constant surveillance and certainly criticism of people for the inconvenience to be caused by this big construction site in such a busy area with a huge and constant flow of people and vehicles.
Transport Minister Alhaji Amin Amidu Suleimani said the project is jointly funded by the government of Ghana and its Brazilian counterpart. The project, he says, will address perennial flooding in the area and improve pedestrian safety.
The roads will be constructed to asphalted concrete surface with pedestrian walkways and bicycle paths. Improvement will be made to some of the terminals like the New Plan and other stations. These improvements include paving, provision of passenger shares, and improvement in the drainage systems. Landscaping and tree planting works will be undertaken to improve the environment around the area. Provision has been made on the roads for future bus rapid transit lanes for public transport.
President John Mahama told the gathering the traffic situation at the KWAME Nkrumah Circle largely affects businesses and other activities in the country, hence the need for the project.
Accra is growing very fast, and as a proactive government, we're not sitting for the changes in Accra to overwhelm us. We've also planned other interchanges. So we'll build an interchange at Kaswa to ease the traffic on that corridor of the city. And the motorway is going to be changed. We're going to expand it into a 6-lane motorway with an interchange at the Tema motorway runabout. We're also finalizing and working on the dualization of the Accra-Kumasi road. As I said, we're just in the first gear, and even before we have changed from the first gear, between now and December, we'll cut several significant swords for work to start on major projects that we promised in our manifesto. And so I'll ask all citizens to bear with the contractors during the 24-month period that this project will be ongoing.
The project cost is estimated at about 74.8 million euros. Authorities explain it will include police, fire service and ambulance posts to ensure swift responses to any emergencies.
On a daily basis, thousands of people are seen here at the NKRUMAH Circle. Some of them do business, others live here. It takes about 84,000 vehicles on a daily basis, hence the need to upgrade it, according to authorities. President John Mahama has been telling contractors and engineers to speed up the work that they've been given. Hopefully, in 2 years, if that is done, this place will be totally transformed into a 3-tier interchange. Gifty Andopia, Joy News, NKRUMAH Circle, Accra.
Meanwhile, President John Dramani Mahama has said his government is about to embark on a massive road infrastructure project to halt what he describes as social tension. Alluding to the demonstration in Ashaiman over poor roads in the community, the president noted government will not just focus on the city, but also on road network in rural communities.
Roads, as the minister told you, have become a focal point of social tension. As you remember, some young people blocked roads in Ashaman because of the quality of their roads. Aside from that, in other sides of the country, people have demonstrated about roads. And so over the next 3 years, we're going to launch a very aggressive road sector improvement program to maintain very good roads, not only on our arterial roads, but also the roads in the regions that serve the agricultural community that brings a lot of the food out of the rural areas to the market centers in the urban areas. We cannot continue to rely on only roads to transport everything that we need in every country that has developed. And so we're going to pursue the multimodal transport project as
Well, so what do you make of the announcement by the president of his government pursuing a very intensive road sector project just to make sure that relevant roads in your community, in somebody else's community, is adequately developed?
Yes, so you could still send your comments to our Facebook pages. 1760 on honors with that's a short code 0544334722. Taking our headlines again, minority in Parliament has hinted of dragging the finance minister to the floor of Parliament to explain circumstances surrounding the alleged financial impropriety involving IT firm SUBAH Info Solutions Limited.
Meanwhile, Imani is a think tank, and this Vice President Kofi Bento has said the GRA board should be held responsible for monies wrongly paid to the company.
And then government is set to embark on a massive road infrastructure program to halt what is prescribed as social tension.
As you get interactive, you're still watching the AM show. Of course, it's live on the Joy News channel right here on Multi TV. Do stay on. We'll be right back.
I am Rashida Baba Kadri. Time now for us to talk sports on the AM show. It's proudly brought to you by Tigo. Smile, you've got Tigo. Now let's begin right from Ghana, and we begin from boxing. Now, you know that the nation is gradually, boxers are fading out of the country gradually. I mean, apart from a few that we can mention, Joseph Agbeko, Joshua Clotte, the likes of Frederick Okunkalos, and I mean, those are the major names you can hear of when it comes to boxing. There has been a measure put in place to ensure that there will be more boxers to replace those who are fading out. And so there's going to be the Professional Boxing League, which will be started in the near future. Former GBA boss, or former Ghana Boxing Authority boss, Moses Fuamweni, has been speaking to Joy Sports about the new Professional Boxing League that is upcoming.
I can tell you that it's all about the packaging. How did we succeed with the Mountain Boxing League? It is how we presented ourselves. And I think that when it comes to, brands, they always want to associate with success. The good thing is boxing in Ghana, as I've said, we already have the success available. And even currently, there's a world champion. People speak as if we don't have a world champion, but we do have a world champion because there was a world title fight staged here in Ghana.
Yeah, Joseph Agbeko, yeah.
Exactly, but people don't talk about it. And I've had, I was I'm interviewed on about at least 10 radio stations every day, and they start by saying, lawyer, we don't have world champions, and I have to correct that. It shows that the media itself is not abreast with the knowledge. So it's all about the packaging, because we already have the success, and most brands want to associate with the success. Question is the image, all right? The equipment, the way the boxers themselves sell themselves out there, the way they behave, and the way the administration itself is packaged. And I think one of the things that we managed to cross was all the upheaval. Now at least we have a constitution in place. There were elections, and you were there. It was a huge milestone.
All right, away from boxing, let's talk football. Now, I can say that, or I can say on authority that Ghana is growing strides in Africa when it comes to football. I mean, former Ghana Football Association Chairman Alhaji Leponra MND JAWULA is set to officiate or to be the match commissioner once again in the CAF Champions League final. Remember that this is not the first time that Mr. JAWULA, Alhaji JAWULA, will be doing this. He's done this a couple of times, and this time around, he's been given the nod once more. I'm sure it's for the good strides that he has made whenever giving the job, or whenever he has had to rise to the occasion, he has done that with no doubt. And so CAF, or CAF, Continental Football Governing Body here, CAF, has given him the nod once again to be the match commissioner for that CAF Champions League final, first leg between Al Ahly of Egypt and South Africa's Orlando Pirates.
Former chairman of the Ghana Football Association, Lepowura Alhaji Mohamed JAWULA, has been appointed the match commissioner of the 2013 CAF Champions League Finals first leg tie between Orlando Pirates of South Africa and record winners Ahly of Egypt. The game is scheduled for the Orlando Stadium in Soweto on Saturday, November 2nd. This has been a CAF and FIFA match commissioner and a member of CAF International Club Committee for many years, and his umpire diligence has earned him the finals of this year's interclub competition. The first leg of the 2013 CAF Champions League Finals has been handed one of Africa's best referees, Jamel Hayamoudi of Algeria. Meanwhile, Cameroonian top referee Aliom Nia looks set to be confirmed the centre man to take charge of affairs when the Black Stars of Ghana face Egypt in the second leg tie of the 2014 World Cup playoffs on November 19. Nia was in charge when African champions Nigeria snatched a 2-1 away win over Ethiopia in the first of the playoffs.
All right, let's still stay with football, but this time on the world front, and let's go to the House of Football, or to World Football Governing Body, FIFA. Now, remember that whenever fans are racist towards players, all they get, or all the clubs get, is a ban and probably a fine, or sometimes they would have to play their matches behind closed doors. But this time, FIFA President Sepp Blatter says that it is just not enough. He would want to see more done, and so he would want to see clubs deducted points, or things like that. And so he would want to see racism fought to the lowest possible degree. That is 0% to racism. Let's hear the latest on FIFA President Sepp Blatter on this issue.
FIFA President Sepp Blatter says football's world governing body will fail if it does not accept a zero-tolerance approach to racism. UEFA opened a disciplinary case against CSKA Moscow this week after Manchester City's Yaya Toure complained of being racially abused by their fans. FIFA's Jerome Valcke will meet Russia's World Cup 2018 officials in the next 48 hours to discuss the issue. A new anti-racism resolution passed by FIFA in May means teams can now be forced to play matches behind closed doors as punishment for incidents of racism, with stiffer penalties in place for repeat offenders. Blatter called for the zero-tolerance approach at a news conference in London, saying he had spoken to UEFA President Michel Platini at the Football Association's 150th anniversary dinner about the need for football's disciplinary committees to apply existing tougher sanctions. Blatter said implementing the new measures was not Platini's problem, and instead an issue on which national associations must be strong. Toure made his complaint about discrimination in midweek despite CSK's denial of any wrongdoing by supporters.
Away from soccer, let's talk tennis. Now, world number one, Serena Williams, she actually fought back really superbly to beat Lina 2-6, 6-3, 6-0 to retain her WTA championship title. And this was her 11th title of 2013. Certainly, Serena Williams ending the year on a high. In case you missed that WTA championship, here are excerpts of how Serena Williams beat Lina to win.
Serena Williams met Lina in the final of the season-ending WTA Championships in Istanbul. Williams headed into the game on a 14-match win streak at the tournament and also boasted winning 9 out of the pair's 10 encounters. But it was the number 4 seed who took the fight to the American, breaking serve as early as the 3rd game and then again in the 5th.
Lina has come to play.
Before wrapping up the opener 6-2. Williams fought back hard in the second and raced to a 3-love lead, but Lina didn't give up without a fight of her own, breaking back to level the set at 3-all. Williams broke her opponent once more before taking the set 6-3. The world number one showed off her class in the final set as she wrapped up the match 2-6, 6-3 and 6-love, securing her 78th match victory of the year, which included 11 titles and a streak of 18 consecutive match wins to finish off an outstanding season.
And with a sense for the dramatic, Serena Williams finishes 2013.
Right, I'm done with sports for this morning. We'll be back at midday on News Today. My name is Rashida Babakadiri. Sports on the AM show is proudly sponsored by Tigo. Smile, you've got Tigo.